वल्लभा गिरिवरधारे यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा जय कृष्णा रुक्मिणी जय सत्याभामा कृष्ण रुक्मिणी जय सत्याभामा जय निताय गौरंग जय निताय गौरंग जय निताय गौरंग जय जय प्रभुपाद Jamishpad Param Paravirat Kastotter Vishwaguru Divine Grace Abhay Charan Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON founder Acharya PPT founder savior of the whole world Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Sundara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki Shri Nitya Gauranga ki Nitya Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 7, entitled Son of Drona is Punished, text number 35. Mainam Partha Arhasi Tratum Mainam Partha Arhasi Tratum Mainam Partha Arhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yo Aso Anagasaha Suptan Yosa Anagasaha Suptan Yosa Anagasaha Suptan Avadhin Nishi Balakan Avadhin Nishi Balakan Avadhin Nishi Balakan Nainam Partharhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yosa Anagasaha Suptan Avadhin Nishi Balakan Mainam Partharhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yosa Anagasaha Suptan Avadhin Nishi Balakan Mainam Partharhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yosa Anagasaha Suptan Avadhin Nishi Balakan
Mainam Patarasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yosavanaga Suptan Avadhin Nishibalakan
Mainam Partharasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yosavanagasa Suptan Avadhin Nisi Balakan
Avadhin Nishibalakan Mainam Partha Arhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yosavanagasha Suptan Avadhin Nishibalakan
Mainam Partharhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhun Imam Jahi Yosavanagasas suptan avadhin nishibalakan.
Word to one meaning. Ma enam, never unto him. Partha, O Arjuna. Arhasi, ought to. Tratum, give release. Brahma Bandhum, a relative of a Brahmana. Imam, him. Jahi, kill. Yaha, he, who has. Asau, those. Anagasaha, faultless. Suptan, while sleeping. Avadhit, killed. Nishi, at night. Balakan, the boys. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Lord Krishna said, O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of a Brahmana, Brahma Bandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep. Please repeat this translation. Lord Krishna said, O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of a Brahmana, Brahma Bandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep. Purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Brahma Bandhu is significant. A person who happens to take birth in the family of a Brahmana but is not qualified to be called a Brahmana is addressed as a relative of a Brahmana and not as a Brahmana. The son of a high court judge is not virtually a high court judge, but there is no harm in addressing a high court judge's son as a relative of the honorable justice. Therefore, as by birth only one does not become a high court judge, so also one does not become a Brahmana simply by birthright, but by acquiring the necessary qualifications of a Brahmana. As the high court judgeship is post for the qualified man, so also the post of a Brahmana is attainable by qualification only. The Shastra enjoins that even if good qualifications are seen in a person born in a family other than that of a Brahmana, the qualified man has to be accepted as a Brahmana. And similarly, if a person born in the family of a Brahmana is void of Brahmanical qualification, then he must be treated as a non-Brahmana, or in better terms, a relative of a Brahmana. So Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme authority of all religious principles, the Vedas, has personally pointed out these differences, and he is about to explain the reason for this in the following shlokas. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport for this verse. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading from this chapter 7 entitled as Son of Drona is Punished. The text number is 35. So the background for this verse is that, as we have been discussing from the few weekends, last few weekends, that So after the war of Kurukshetra, where the Pandavas became victorious and the only left soldiers at the Kauravas side are Duryodhana and Bhishma. So Duryodhana was also in the last stage of his life. So to please Duryodhana, the evil-minded Ashwatthama is the son of Dronacharya. So what he did, he wanted to please his master, the so-called friend of his nature. So he wanted to actually kill the Pandavas and give as gift to Duryodhana so that Duryodhana becomes happy. But that is not possible for Ashwatthama. So what he did in the night, so same thing Krishna is explaining in this verse, Avadin Nishi Balakan. So in the night he went to the camp. Even the war is not fully completed. They are still in the camp area, Kurukshetra camp, they put tents. So they are staying there, and in the night Ashwatthama went to the camp where the sons of Draupadi were taking rest or sleeping there. So in the night, then in the night Ashwatthama went, and the young children of Draupadi, they are actually sleeping. They are not even with weapons or they are awake. So in the night he went and beheaded them. And he took the heads of these 5 children and presented to Duryodhana. So when Duryodhana touched the heads of the Pandavas, he touched with his fist and it became smashed. That means Duryodhana declared that these are not actually the Pandavas. You might have brought somebody else, or they are actually the young children of Draupadi. So Duryodhana was not happy for this heinous act committed by Ashwatthama. So he chastised Ashwatthama, and also he was repenting that there were no successor to the Kurus or Pandavas dynasty, because these are the 5 Pandavas children who are going to be successor after the Pandavas. So in that moroseness, Duryodhana passed away, or he left the body. So now the news spread the next day, and Bhima and Arjuna and Draupadi is crying. So they all brought the dead bodies to the camp, and now Arjuna took the promise that I will kill this Ashwatthama immediately. After that only we will perform final rites for all children. So that way Krishna and Arjuna chased Ashwatthama. When Ashwatthama heard the promise of Arjuna to Draupadi that I will not leave this Ashwatthama without punishing or without killing. So he ran towards Ashwatthama in the chariot. So in the previous verse we have seen, that's how the description came, that they were chasing, and in the fear of life, Ashwatthama released Brahmastra, and to counter, Arjuna did not know what is that. Then Krishna advised him to, Arjuna prays to Krishna to protect from this heat, unbearable heat. Then Krishna explains the cause for heat, that he unnecessarily released the Brahmastra without knowing how to trace back or track it back. So to counter this, you have to release another Brahmastra and neutralize. So that's how the instance I came, and the neutralization has happened. In the previous verse we saw. So thus seeing the disturbance of the general populace and immediate destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both Brahmastra weapons as Lord Krishna desired. So Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger like 2 red balls of copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami. Gautami is Dronacharya's wife name, and bound him with ropes like animal. Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyavama ki Shri Prabhupada ki. So that's how now Arjuna captured Ashwatthama. So after capturing Ashwatthama, after binding Ashwatthama, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. The person of the Supreme Lord, seeing Sri Krishna, looking at Arjuna in angry mood, spoke to Arjuna. So this is the verse Krishna is speaking, where Krishna said, "O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of Brahmana, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep." So, Prabhupada explains very important points in this purport. So the main important word in this verse is, Prabhupada says, Brahma Bandhu. So normally we hear in the society or Vedic culture Shastras that killing of Brahmana is most the great papa or the greatest sin. To counter it takes a lot of lifetimes. That's why Brahma Hatya is considered very chant in the morning. Yani Kani Cha Papani. So many papas are there. But we add an additional papa called Brahma Hatya Di Kanicha. So this Brahma Hatya is considered very, very severe. So by circumambulating Tulsi Maharani 3 times, you can even counter Brahma Hatya also. But it's not advisable to do Brahma Hatya. That doesn't mean that. So in the Vedic times, it is considered very, very severe. So Krishna is known as, what is the prayer for Krishna? Pranava mantra. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Itacha. So Krishna even worships, or Brahmanas worshipable Lord is Krishna, and Krishna also protects Brahmanas. So here apparently Krishna is telling, don't leave this Ashwatthama, kill him. So it may seem like contradictory. Sometimes we say Krishna is a protector of Brahmanas, now Krishna is telling kill this Brahmana. Because, so Krishna clarifies here, so he is not using the word Brahmana in this verse. What he is using? Brahma Bandhu. So Brahma Bandhu it is not actually, even though he might have born in the Brahmana family, but he is not considered as Brahmana because he lacks qualification to be a Brahmana. So Krishna explains in the 18th chapter, 42nd verse, the quality or the qualifications of a Brahmana. The attributes of Brahmana are Shamo Damas Tapas Sausam Kshanti Rajam Evacha Jnanam Vijnanamastikyam Brahma Karma Svabhavajam. So peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, and religiousness, all these 12 qualities are possessed by Brahmana and by which he Brahmana works. So these are the qualities to be acquired if somebody, or even though if he is Brahmana, born in Brahmana family, if he lacks these qualifications, he is not considered as Brahmana. So Prabhupada gives example, there may be the family of High Court judge, so he may be father, so his son may be there. So because that son had a great father, he had the position of High Court judge, that doesn't mean that son is also called as High Court judge. So what he has to do to become High Court judge? The situation may be favorable. Just like son of doctor need not be doctor. So, but there is a atmosphere where he can, by the guidance of the father's qualification and education, he can also pursue MBBS and become doctor. Similarly, a son of High Court judge also pursue whatever courses and become judge. So Prabhupada explains this. So we did not consider him as High Court judge, but at the best we can say relative of Honorable Justice, the son who is born in High Court judge family. Similarly, the Ashwatthama or any other person, if he is born in the Brahmin family by birth, but if he lacks the qualities of a Brahmana, so he is not a Brahmana. So instead of saying him or scolding him, you are not Brahmana, in a decorative words, we can say as Brahma Bandhu. So that's what Krishna uses, the word Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi. So don't spare this Brahma Bandhu. So Krishna is not addressing Ashwatthama as Brahmana. So it goes against Krishna's own principle that I protect Brahmanas. But here Krishna is referring Ashwatthama as Brahma Bandhu. So there is no contradictory. So the qualities which actually distinguish the Brahmana. So the Vedic times, it's very clear that even though people born in Brahmana, if he lacks the consciousness, he is not considered as Brahmana. in other family, other caste, if he has the quality, considered as Brahmana. So this is the modern recent discrimination of caste system. So this is not actually present in Vedic times. So they are very follow the Shastras. Krishna himself says, Chaturvarna Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. So the whole society was divided based on the quality and work. So there is no oppression or what do you call that? Feeling of lower caste or some higher caste people exploit the lower caste people. So all that was not present. So it was actually in the recent times when Kali Yuga began, the upper class people, because they are Brahmanas, so they misused the power of Brahmanas and it deteriorated. So that even though they lacked qualities of Brahmana, they started declaring themselves as Brahmana, because other people also don't know qualities of Brahmana, how you should be. So they accept, I am Brahmana, so you should also accept, I am Pandit. So you should worship me, you should not come to my house, you stand outside. So all this exploitation has come. So that's how in our modern society, we are against because of this so much exploitation, as the time evolved, we became non-sectarian or non-varnashrama dharma, or everybody is equal, everybody has equal rights. So everybody can pursue whatever they want. So like this, our education and our political system has come into this status. So in the lecture, Prabhupada gives the same concept, that quality is important, not the body. So Prabhupada gives very wonderful example where, suppose there is one Brahmana family. So in that, they have father, grandfather or children, everybody is there. Suppose father is dead. So what family people will do? They go to the crematorium and burn the body, correct? So who will do the main ritual of burning the body? The eldest son, naturally. So says, so he is Brahmana. Now the son of that Brahmana father is burning the body of Brahmana. So this is called Brahmahatya. So if you take body as a Brahmana, and if you burn the body, it is as good as Brahmahatya. So those who are burning the bodies of the Brahmana families, their own relatives or their own son is getting the sin of Brahmahatya. Is it so? Like Prabhupada analyzes like that. No. The body burning is not considered Brahmahatya. That means the quality is separate from the body. The qualities of Brahmana, this consciousness, its character, it belongs to a soul, not the body. So this way Prabhupada explains, understanding that we are not the body, we are spirit soul. The qualities of the attributes, belongs to the soul, not to the body. So apparently body may be born in Brahmana family. It may have fair color, nice look. So many things may be there. The body is Brahmana. So the major qualities belongs to the evolvement of the consciousness of the living entity who is present in that body. So that's how the qualification or the classification is based on qualities and work. Guna karma vibhagashaha. So Prabhupada explains with this simple example that we are not the body, we are spirit soul. So the Brahmana body is just kind of any other body if the soul is lacking. So by burning the body, you will not get Brahmahatya sin. So with this Prabhupada explains that so qualities are most important in the so-called birth in a family or any other family. So that qualities we can develop by practicing spiritual life under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. So further, Prabhupada explains in the Shastra it is said, so Another most important quality of a Brahmana is Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. So you should know the spirit, or you should know I am Brahman, or I am Atma, I am not this body. So that minimum qualification makes a person to become a Brahmana. Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. Prabhupada explains, so that is the minimum qualification to person to become Brahmana is to know that he is not the body made up of this leather bag of flesh, bone, skin and so many other things, material elements. He is a spirit soul. So if we understand this principle, then he is known as Brahmana. And further Prabhupada explains that is not sufficient. So we should know next level of understanding of the absolute truth as Paramatma and Bhagavan. So Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. So when one comes to the final understanding of the Bhagavan aspect, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the Bhagavan, then he becomes a Vaishnava. Transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord. So that's how we should first begin to understand ourselves, that I am not the body, I am not made up of this material elements, I am a spirit soul. Then come to the next level of understanding of Paramatma and come to the understanding of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So then our life will be progressive in spiritual dimension. So in the recent time also there are many incidents where people used to criticize Vaishnavas because they may not have taken birth in the Brahmana family, but they have taken the direct devotional service to the Supreme Lord very sincerely, and they attained more than qualities of Brahmana. Just like we heard today, Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. Its soul is understanding myself as spirit is actually considered as a Brahmana. But the Vaishnavas who followed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings or our Guru Parampara, even though they were not born in the Brahmin family, because of following the devotional practices guided by the bona fide spiritual master, they have reached the highest stage of spiritual life of becoming pure devotees of the Lord. So that is possible because they have followed a bona fide procedure by the bona fide Acharya. Even Shastras says, Janmana Jayate Shudra Samskarat Bhave Dvijaha. So everybody is born Shudra. So it's, even though if somebody is born in Brahmini family, he is also Shudra, because if they don't perform samskaras, he remains as Shudra. So if you follow the samskaras, teachings, practices explained by Srila Prabhupada, we can actually change our consciousness of Shudra qualities to, we can become Dvija, and further we can try to become pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. So in the recent history, we have come across so many incidents where so-called Smartas, Brahmanas, they criticize Vaishnavas. How can somebody born in Shudra family can give Diksha to or initiation to so-called person born in Brahmin family? So this, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted instruction from a Ramananda Raya, who is actually considered as born in Shudra family, not in Brahmana family. So, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "E Krishna Tattva, say Guru hoy," because he has the ultimate understanding of the Supreme Lord in all the perfectional rasas. So he took the instruction from so-called Shudra. But he is not Shudra. But because he achieved the highest perfection of understanding the pure devotion, he became more than Brahmana. He is not even considered as Shudra. So even in recently we celebrate Narottam Das Thakur disappearance, where Narottam Das Thakur disciples performed a very nice pastime, where Narottam Das Thakur used to live in the West Bengal, and the local community, Smarta Brahmanas, complained the king Narsimha, there used to be king. So, and the Smarta Brahmanas, Digvijay, Pandits and all, they went. How can this Narottam Das Thakur who is born in Shudra family, giving initiation to Brahmanas. So this is against the Shastra, he is not qualified, so we should not allow. So Narottam Das Thakur heard this news, but he did not protest, or he took it as he became very humble. Whatever happened, happened, but I will not go and protest, I will not approve my qualities that I am surpassed the Brahmanical qualification beyond that. So he did not expose his nature. So, but his disciples, Ganga, Narottam Das Thakur and one more devotee, so they wanted to teach a lesson that our Narottam Das Thakur is not ordinary man, he is a great pure devotee. So his birth is immaterial, so is the soul, the spirit soul is the most important. So they took a small profession in that king's village as a pawn and what do you call it? So they were in the disguise of beetle nut and pot maker. They went to the village and they set up a shop there, and they are performing their activities. And the Digvijay Pandits, when they passed through this road where the shop is there, just in a simple colloquial way, they started interacting, and the disciples of Narottam Das Thakur started speaking in Sanskrit. So then the argument raised, and even king also came. The argument becoming heated, and so much quotations from Shastras are going on. So king also came and observed. Then they found out that these two are not ordinary shop wallas, pawn broker and pot wala. So they are actually disciples of Narottam Das Thakur. So all the Digvijayas who are assembled there, they were defeated by these two disciples of Narottam Das Thakur, and then king told them, you could not even defeat the simple ordinary disciples of Narottam Das Thakur, then how can you challenge him in his position and his greatness? So better leave these complaints and follow whatever is required. Like that, king addressed. So in that same night, in the dream, Durga Devi appeared to the king and the Digvijay Pandits. And so don't think Narottam Das Thakur is ordinary man. He is a great pure devotee. So you all go and take initiation from him and be saved. Otherwise, I'll cut off your heads immediately. So Durga Devi cursed like that. So they all went and took initiation from Narottam Das Thakur. So that is shows that birth is immaterial. The quality and the consciousness and the spiritual position is what valued in the Vedic culture. So we also know that so even though somebody may be born in the Brahmin family, just like Ashwatthama, but qualities is demonic. Similarly, Ravana, he said he is actually Brahmin. He is also born in a Brahmin family. But because of his arrogance, he became, or he is bereft of Brahminical culture. So he is considered as demon, not as Brahmana. So this is in so many cases in our own Gaudiya Sampradaya. So it is very, very evident. We don't ask anybody, are you from Brahmin family? Then only I will tell Hare Krishna mantra or I will give Bhagavad Gita. No, wherever we go, we don't even discriminate. Whoever comes, we'll try to explain the teachings of the Krishna consciousness and make him elevate to the Vaishnava quality beyond the Brahmana. Directly they can attain in the qualities of Brahmana. So that's what Prabhupada is giving. What position Prabhupada is giving? Prabhupada is making, we make us sit directly in the platform or position of Vaishnava, which is actually beyond the Brahmana and other Digvijaya or Vedantist or scholar. Directly we are placed by following instruction of Srila Prabhupada. Then other qualities will develop slowly. Even though we may not have Brahminical qualities, but because Prabhupada is placing us in the highest platform of Vaishnava, so all other good qualities automatically manifest in us slowly. Even though immaturely we may perform some activities which is contrary to Brahminical culture, but because we are situated in the Vaishnava platform, as the time passes, we all get all the good qualities, and we'll also be able to behave like Brahmana, and beyond that, the Vaishnava platform. So like this, there are so many pastimes in our own Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Leela where some so-called scholarly Brahmanas criticizing one illiterate Brahmana in Srirangam. So Srirangam, what happened? That Brahmana was told by his spiritual master, daily read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So even though spiritual master knows, even though he is from a poor family, or even though he is born in Brahmana family, but he could not get education in Sanskrit. So because spiritual master ordered him to read Bhagavad Gita, so he used to read, or not read, he will open the book and he'll see the cover page, he will turn up and sound, and he used to every day follow spiritual master's instruction. The fellow scholarly Brahmanas used to laugh at him. Why he don't know reading, why he is showing off like I am reading Bhagavad Gita. But when he touches Bhagavad Gita, when he flips the pages or when he sees the pictures in the Bhagavad Gita, tears will flow from his eyes. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also observed both the laughing of the scholars and also the illiterate Brahmana is crying kind of when he reads Bhagavad Gita. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approached him, I heard that you are illiterate, but when I see you reading Bhagavad Gita, you are crying, your tears are flowing from your eyes. What is the reason? So when Brahmana told that when I see this picture, Krishna is riding or driving the chariot and Arjuna is behind. So Krishna has taken a position lower than his devotee. So this makes me very, very afflicted in my heart that Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is the infallible, is taken position of lower than like a chariot driver. So by seeing this, my mind is disturbed. I am not able to see Lords in this position. So that's how he becomes, or tears will fall from his eyes. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood his devotion and position of Brahmana, that he understood the Krishna's position very, very in truth, in Tattva, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him and said that you will perfect in this very life. So even though the qualities or of scholarliness or scriptural knowledge may not be there, but still if he has the devotion to the Lord, if he follows instruction of the spiritual master, whatever he understood, then his life becomes successful. So that's how so in our sampradaya, we don't focus on from which caste or where we have taken birth, but we advise him in the principles of Bhakti Yoga, and quickly the person becomes purified and becomes Vaishnava. The same thing, Prabhupada also performed so many leelas. Prabhupada was also giving Brahmana initiation to the Westerners and so many other hippies and so many other countries. Normally India, Brahmanas think one should not cross ocean and one should not give Diksha to unqualified persons. So Prabhupada was affected, or Prabhupada was remarked with these kind of impositions. Why did Srila Prabhupada give Diksha or Brahmana initiation to Mlechas, like that? So the Indian Brahmanas think other parts of the people as Mlechas. They are not even Shudras. So, but Prabhupada did not see them as Mlechas or Shudras. He saw a pure spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, and he gave them the direct devotional practices, and gradually they all became Vaishnavas more than Brahmanas. So in this way, there are so many devotees who, even though they are maybe from different family background, but they attained shelter of Srila Prabhupada and they become devotees, and they attained all good qualities even than the so-called Brahmanas have. So in Vrindavan, there is a pastime where same thing, the Western devotees used to travel or raise funds for our Krishna Balaram temple in that 1974 or something like that. So So some devotees used to travel and meet some other mutts also. Already there are so many mutts are existing. So there were comments passed by one old Brahmana or old this uh, some mutt, some person that you are not actually Brahmana. You are not born in Brahmana family, but you are wearing Brahmin thread, dhoti, tilak, kantimala. So it is not actually you are not Brahmana. I mean, you should not take Brahmana Diksha because you are not born in Brahmana family. So when our Western devotees went and approached some mutts and some older Brahmanas who are already settled in Vrindavan used to comment like this. So in one of the comment or one of the conversation when our Western devotees talking to that Brahmana and when that elderly Brahmana questioned the qualities of Brahmana, then this devotee, he heard from Prabhupada in Bhagavatam class, then immediately, even though he is not from a Brahmanic family, born in Western countries, but he is practicing Srila Prabhupada's teachings. So he quoted one verse from Bhagavatam which he heard from Srila Prabhupada. So it is quoted by Narada Muni to Vasudeva, father of Krishna. The verse is, Yassa lakshanam proktam pumso varnabhiyanjakam et anyatrapi drishyeta tat teneva vinidrishes. The meaning of this verse is, so before this verse, Narada Muni explains the qualities of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and their symptoms. So in this verse, the meaning of this verse is, if one shows the symptoms of being a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra as described above, even if he has appeared in different class means even below the Shudra, Mlecha, Yavana, even if he has appeared in different classes, he should be accepted according to those symptoms of classification. That means if a person, he shows symptoms of Brahmanical culture, Brahmanical qualities, then he can be considered as Brahmana, irrespective of whether he has born in Shudra or even below, Melcha, Yavana and Somakashada, so many other subcategories of classification is there. So Narada Muni is quoting this verse and Prabhupada quoted in lecture, and the Western devotee went and quoted this verse in front of that elderly Brahmana, Vrindavan Mutt. Then immediately that elderly Brahmana appreciated, oh, you are not ordinary Brahmana, you have got Shastric wisdom and you are explaining correctly that this verse explains that even if a person is not born in Brahmanical family, but if he shows symptoms, the symptoms of Brahmanical qualities, then he can be considered as Brahmana. So it is not that Prabhupada is telling, this is the verse, Narada Muni himself is declaring Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 11th chapter, 35th verse. So the birth is immaterial, the qualities, symptoms are important. So just by following the spiritual master's instructions and by following the daily program of attending Mangalarti, chanting 16 rounds, hearing Bhagavatam and understanding these verses, so one, even though he may be born in lower families, but he can become more than the Brahmana family or the more than Brahmanical qualities. So he can come to Dvija, he can come to Vaishnava. So directly Prabhupada says, by following these instructions, we are directly placed in the highest platform of Vaishnava. So other lower qualities will come automatically. So you need not worry that I have not born in Brahmin family, I don't know Shastra, I don't know Sanskrit, I don't know all these qualities. But still, if you follow, we are actually directly placed on the Brahmin or the Vaishnava platform, spiritual platform, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. By engaging and following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, so all other qualities will follow. So need not separately try. I don't have the qualities of Brahmana, I don't have qualities of scholarly study, I don't have memory power to recite verses and quote and defeat, something like that. So need not worry of all this so-called qualification. What is required is we follow the spiritual master's instructions, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then all good qualities beyond what a person, in the material world, Brahmanical culture, Brahmana is considered highest. So beyond him we can get qualities of humility and tolerance, so many higher qualities we can get, and especially we can develop the highest quality of it is called Panchama Purushartha, the love of Godhead. Krishna Prema we can attain just by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra and following the spiritual master instructions very seriously. So that is not possible ordinarily in the process of karma kanda or the regular procedure of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So we can go beyond that and attain highest stage of love of Godhead by following the spiritual master instructions, and we can make our life successful. We'll start with this. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki.